really lovely to see you again. Now, if you've got any questions, not just about sewing, but about botanicals.
Yes.
Because last time Emma was on, we found out that you're actually a scientist, a botanist.
Yes,
But something else, it was sounded posher than that.
No, I'm a botanist and a plant breeder and technical support for
There you go,
flowers.
that's it. So if you buy a bunch of flowers from a supermarket, it's got no sachets in, you must only put it in a litre of water.
If it says, sometimes it says half a litre. But mostly it's 1 litre.
Oh, now you've confused me, because I didn't read it. I just thought, oh, Emma said put a metre in, so I just, a litre.
Yeah. I'd say 95% of them are 1 litre.
Waitrose, that's where I buy mine from.
Oh, yeah, then you're fine.
That's fine, then, that's fine. Okay, right. This is gorgeous, but is it complicated?
You have to follow the instructions.
Right.
You can't jump ahead.
Right, okay then.
Which I did, and then I had to undo some bits.
Oh, apparently lots of people are mentioning, are you ever going to do dogs? The dogs are being done. Catherine has designed dogs. They are, not today, but she has done a dog version. So. Right.
First I'm going to say, because I made the sleeping cat.
Right.
The tree template in your pattern is facing the wrong direction.
Right. Oh, hang on, I've got the posh one here. Let me show you.
Okay, yeah.
That one.
That's the playful cat.
The playful. Oh, they call it a hanging cat. I wonder why you called it a hanging cat earlier. It's because it's got that. No, we called it the playful cat.
Might be further back.
Sleeping cat tree.
Yes. So, that actually...
Oh.
No. Yeah, no, that actually might be correct. The one I've got might be flipped. So you might
yours will be fine
correct.
at home. If this is right, then yours will be fine.
Yeah, see? Oh, no, mine is the same. It is the wrong way then.
No. That's the same as this. That's the same as yours is exactly the same as this. So basically, when Emma's going to show you how to transfer it onto the Bonder web. All the other template pieces are absolutely fine, but the sleeping cat tree you have to reverse.
Yeah, so you can trace it from the...
Is that just this bit, or because there must be bits to add to it there and there?
There's this part, all need to be flipped.
So all of that double page there, it's obviously happened at the printers. It's just gone.
Yeah.
So all of that double page there, you need to do the other way. Oh, I was going to say, but you could just have the tree facing the other way, but then the cat wouldn't sit in.
Yes, which is what I found when I put my cat on. Like, oh, it's facing the wrong way. So I just redid, because I already had my tree done at that point.
Oh,
so
no, so you had to redo your whole cat.
Yeah, well...
But it's easier to redo the tree than the cat, isn't it?
Yes. And I just put it up to a window and traced it through the other side of the paper.
Okay, perfect. Right, Lynn, this is just the Christmas cat one here. Underneath here, that's the autumnal one there, and then underneath the page there, on the web, there are other... You don't be looking on your telly. There's nothing under your telly like that. We'll go through them all again for you, but this is the Christmas. There's the autumnal one, which is the one with the leaves. There's the cats and the birds, and then there's the one with the blue cats. Right. Or you have to refresh your box. Or refresh your internet, not your box. Right, so what do we do first then?
First, you do your cutting out of your background piece.
Right.
That your cat is going to be on.
Oh, okay. So now, how did you decide which fabric goes where?
Oh, that's a bit of fun, because with your bundles, you can play around however you want,
of course,
to be honest. So with the bundles that I had, I just looked at the pattern that I wanted to do and chose my colours based on what was next to each other, so that I didn't have two fabrics next to each other. Okay, but you've
got a metre and a half of the dark... which one have you got? You've got a metre and a half of the red and a metre of the green. So you need to know that they're for specific things, I suppose, like your binding and your back of your cushion and things like that. Or
for your tree leaves.
For your bigger sections. Yeah. Okay. Just sit down and before you start cutting, work out which one's for which. Yeah. But there's plenty of fabric. If there's enough to do both of them, there's plenty of fabric there.
There is.
Okay.
The background would be quite obvious because it will be your cream or your white or whatever shows up the most. That's a 12¼ inch square.
Right.
You should cut that out. And then you cut your inner border and your outer border.
Right.
From whichever you choose. And then you, depending on what you want to do,
so you're doing this one.
This is
different to this one.
Yes.
Because you haven't done your border and your things in the same fabric on this one. Okay.
No. Yeah. Well, I've used the same kit, so I've gotten all this out of one kit.
Oh, okay. So that proves that you can do both them out of one kit. Yeah.
So then you decide which cat you want to do, or if you want to do both, which one you want to start with, and then you go to your templates in your pattern.
Right. Can I just show you? This is the so this isn't only the bundles we've got today. This was just the original one. So this is your hanging cat. This is the one you're about to make now, isn't it?
It is.
So this is the hanging cat version from the. You can see out the size of it, and also notice this. I love this because it goes over the border and everything like that. So that's the hanging cat, and then the Christmas one here. Actually, let me move that to there. Can we see them both together? Then that's your Christmas cat that we've got, the Christmas bundle of the sleeping cat. Just so you know what they look like. Okay, right, sorry, I didn't mean to introduce.
No, it's fine.
Right.
So once you've got all these bits cut out, put them aside, and then you do all your applique pieces. And you need Bonder web for this part, which I love Bonder web for applique because it makes it so much easier than pieces in place.
when I went to art school, the first thing we did was a Bonder web cushion cover.
Oh.
So I kind of got, and we did satin stitch, and Hannah always, whenever we do applique, I go, oh, is that satin stitch? Hannah always takes the mickey out of me because it's the first thing I ever did, sort of thing. So I've got two different versions of Bonder web. I've got the roll. Now, how are some of the pieces? This one here is only 17 centimetres wide, isn't it? Are some of the pieces bigger than that? Or are you going to be all right?
You're going to be all right. I had a piece of Bonder web that was wider than this, and I used half a metre, although I probably could have squeezed some more out of it for one cat. So you do need a fair bit for your larger pieces, like your cats and your trees.
So maybe, I'm not telling you to spend more money. I'm just saying maybe if you do other projects as well, the 5 metre roll, because it's 30 centimetres wide, this would be brilliant for you for $22.99. They are limited. Sold out yesterday. Luckily, we had a few put to one side. We were allocated for today's show. Now, if you don't want the 5 metre roll, which is quite understandable, we also sell it in this, which is a 17.5 by 1.2 metre strip. Maybe it's your first applique and you think afterwards, well, I'm never doing that again. You know what I mean? You never know, do you? $2.99. So it's up to you. It's completely and utterly up to you. Okay. Wait Yourself Wendy said she loves this project and she's enjoying the show. Thank you, Wendy. Right.
So you've got your templates and you literally, you just put your Bonder web over the top and then trace your shapes.
Okay.
There's two ways you can do it once you apply it to the fabric, and I'll show you. So these are my bird pieces. It tells you which are which.
Yes.
You have to sort of have in your mind what fabric you're going to be using for which ones.
Why?
Because I kind of do it the cheats way. So
tell me.
Okay. So if I do the birds all the same colour, so I got my large bird head right here, and you don't have to be super accurate, but the more accurate you are, the better, obviously.
Right. So you take a piece of the Bonder web and you draw all the pieces of that one fabric onto that one piece of Bonder web.
Yes, exactly. And then I just press the whole piece onto.
Yes.
One thing is important. I recommend using a pencil for this part.
Right.
Because I used a Sharpie and now my iron is nice and black underneath. So this is
other pens are available that will do that. But don't do it.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Where have you been this week? Or since I've last seen you?
Oh, I have been to Holland.
You've picked.
Yes.
You picked, but you've picked up because for those of you who haven't met Emma, you've only been on once before, haven't you? I'm not going to go through your life history, but you've lived in America, you've lived in France, you've lived in
England. Those three, yeah.
Yeah, and but we couldn't figure out your accent last time here because there was a different. I thought it was Australian-y sort of thing. Yeah. But when you started speaking, I think she's talking differently to those. And I don't mean this in a rude way at all.
No, I do tend to. I'm a bit of a sponge. I do tend.
But you've picked it up. Yeah. Can you speak foreign languages really well? Well, you're French.
French, obviously, yes. Yeah. And then my colleague in my office is Spanish. Well, she's Colombian, so she's been teaching me a little bit of Spanish. So she does say my Spanish accent's quite good. So.
I think because I can sense. Hannah's lived in Amsterdam, so she was the first one to pick it up. I kind of went, oh, you sound a little bit different. So you've obviously picked that up a little bit. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to. Okay. You just so what you do is you work out which bits you're going to cut out of each fabric, and on your Bonder web you draw all the pieces that you're going to cut out of that one fabric.
And also it's handy if you've got. So I'll put on here my large bird body so that I know what it is when I want to put it back together.
Yeah.
So large bird head, and this is the small bird body. Just so you can keep track of what it is.
Okay, perfect. So that's it, at the moment, that's only the 3 pieces. But now, quick, before you do that, before you do that, what would you do? Like when we've just said the tree's got to be reversed, you would, this is only for the sleeping cat tree.
Yes.
That's the only thing. You'd trace it the other way then.
Yes, so what I actually did it with I ripped my page out for the cat.
Oh, do you want mine?
Oh no, I ripped it out because you can see.
Okay.
So I ripped mine out.
Oh, okay.
And this is facing me, so I just put it this way, up against the window.
Or a light box.
Or light box,
Yeah.
which I do have, but it was
You couldn't be
easier.
bothered getting out the cupboard, could
Yeah,
you?
I know,
How
the
do I
window
know
was
you
right
so
there,
well already?
exactly.
So you trace, so the tree for the sleeping cat, you're going to need to trace from the other side
Yes.
of the paper.
So this way. And then
Put your bond web on that side.
The wrong side. So either on a light box or window.
Well, what you could almost do is use that Sharpie that ruined your iron to trace it through. It's going to be...
Because you can see it.
Yeah, you can see it, and then you can just do your bond web.
Yeah.
But so that, to remember, on the sleeping tree only, you need to do it the reverse.
Yes.
Okay, so you've cut, we're doing the bird on this one. Right.
So a little bit of...
What do you need now? What fabric are you doing the bird out of?
I'm gonna, this isn't for real, but
it's
say I want to do it with my trees.
Okay.
That's what I've got handy.
Okay.
So this way.
Oh no, we're only showing how to attack. Hannah's getting confusing now because the hanging bird hasn't got, the hanging cat hasn't got a bird on it.
No.
We're just showing you how to do the bonder web thing
with the bird.
As a technique. Yes.
So
is that hot enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We love this iron, $39.99, the mini iron.
Very handy. Oh, actually, you could have your plastic.
Oh, my Teflon, the June Taylor. Oh. We love it because it's Christmas soon. 33 sticks. I've already got this now. I don't need this, thank you, Hannah. Hannah promised to buy it for me. And
yeah. There. And that just keeps it from getting on your iron and.
Yeah.
There we go. Actually, that would also help keep that black marker pen off your...
No, totally. No? They're brilliant, because what you can also do, just explain to you at home, all it is like, when I first came here, I'd never seen these before, and I was like, who's going to pay $15.99 for a bit of plastic? It's not a bit of plastic, it's Teflon. But since finding out, if you're putting lace on something, and you need to bond web it on, if you do it on there, the bond web's going to come through your lace and either go on your iron or go on your mat. If you can literally sandwich it in between, iron it like that. The bond web will spill out because you've got lace and everything, but the bond web is going onto your sheet, not onto your... So you don't ruin an iron, you don't ruin an ironing board cover, and then when... The only tip is this gets very, very hot. Don't do what I did and just put my hand on it like that. But anyway, then when it cools down, you can just peel the glue off and it's good to go. People have kept these for years and years and years. So a good little investment, nice little Christmas gift. Right, sorry, off you go.
So I've got my shapes.
Is that all the ironing you're going to do for the minute?
For the minute, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I found it was easier to just cut around the bonder web and the fabric all together.
Right.
Now you can cut your shapes out of your bonder web and then put your bonder web onto your fabric and then cut it again.
But that very tiny. You know, so if you cut that out on your bonder web first, you've got the tiniest little circle, and then you have to sit. And also it means you're cutting twice as well, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So this way you do it once.
And for the cat, for the hanging cat, you really do have some tiny bits for the pads of the paws.
Which is what,
like little jelly beans.
Are we doing the hanging cat now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've
Okay.
I've already...
Are you looking forward to that bit then? Yeah.
I've pre-done it. I have to admit I've cheated. So yeah.
Prepped, it's not cheated.
Yes, exactly. There. So that's just how you do all your pieces.
We're not making the bird in this one because obviously we're doing the different cushions just to show you how to use your bond web.
So yeah, so you've got them all marked. I'll put them safely in a pile or in a bag or somewhere.
I'll put those safely over here for you then.
Because I had a lot of searching for pieces.
Yeah, oh yes, of course. So
you do that.
Yeah.
You've got your tree.
Yeah.
The first part of both of them is going to be your tree. Now the instructions say to take the paper off the back, but not to press it yet.
Oh.
Which is advisable.
Right.
So I just use a little pin to, especially on the smaller pieces, it can be a little bit tricky to get it off.
You're going to make a mess, aren't you?
I am, sorry.
Right. That's what Laura's here for.
There we go. Now on the sleeping cat, I didn't really pay attention to these instructions. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine, and I press my, I had to undo some of my tree afterwards because you do need to have it in place because you need to put your borders on, so your border will go over the top of your applique tree, but not all of it. So you need to have it loose because you'll have some applique pieces that go underneath the tree.
Okay, so which needs to be fixed?
So on this one, you can actually fix all the way around, just barely, maybe a ½ inch around the edge.
Okay, would you be tempted, if you're a bit clumsy like me, to only take the paper off?
That's a very good idea.
That bit there, because I know full well that I'll be doing that thing, it's only ½ inch, the phone will ring and I'll be, and then I've aligned the whole thing and then I've wrecked it, haven't I? Because you need some of your cat to go underneath this tree, don't you?
Yes, that's a very good idea.
Yeah. I do have them occasionally.
So I'm just gonna, even though it doesn't say this in the instructions, I am just going to go lightly.
So what does it say in the instruction then?
It says just to pin it.
Oh, okay, so
this point.
Okay.
I'm just going to tack it down, just literally around the edge.
So it's almost like you've put a glue pen around the edge. That's what you've done, isn't it?
And the next part you do is you attach your inner borders.
Okay.
Top and bottom sides, and then we can do the...
Okay. Is this part of the pattern, or is that from the bird? I'll put it there just in case.
It's part of the... Just extra. Ooh.
No.
It's moved.
You're all right.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, you've got a bobbin cover. The last machine didn't have a bobbin cover.
Yeah, I've already had a play on this one already to date. So we're happy. Be a boring bit. I probably should have.
No, it's fine. So now, press. Do we not press?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm being lazy.
No. That's not lazy. Not lazy.
Efficient. Time efficient.
Yes, time efficient. Yes. Well, if you're making this for Christmas.
Yes.
So now, have you got a 1/4 inch foot on?
I do.
So is all of this a 1/4 inch?
This part is, yes.
Yeah.
And actually, for the next part, I'm going to leave my 1/4 inch foot on because I'm going to do some applique. And on this particular machine, the blanket stitch lines up very well with the 1/4 inch
foot.
I've
not heard. I haven't seen anybody do that before. You put a thread cutter as well on that if you want to.
Yeah, you didn't show me last time.
Oh, sorry. Right.
Just press those out.
Bit of a press. Now this is where you have to. This is where I'd be like, this bit's flappy. I'll just iron this bit down. That's where I do that. And the reason, if you're at home thinking, why are they doing the border now? It's because the actual applique pattern goes over into the border. If you, it's on this one. It's on this one here. So.
Yeah, it does the same with the sleeping cat as well.
Oh, is it the same with the sleeping cat?
Yeah.
If you look, the ear here goes over the border, and the tail also goes over the border. Oh, and well, you've got flowers that go over the two as well, then.
Make sure that my patterns are going the same way.
Is this the top?
That's the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that tree is confusing me.
It is, and on the other cushion, I actually had enough fabric so that my trees could all go the same direction.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But I didn't have quite enough left, so they're all facing inwards on this one. But as Bob Ross says, it's our world, we choose.
Yeah, you choose. Have you made the stitch smaller? Or have you just got it on what it's set on?
Just what it's set on.
Okay, that's fine.
1.8. Yeah, it is a little bit small, isn't it?
I was thinking it was...
There we go.
Where's your bangle from?
That is actually Native American Indian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I won it in a auction, a charity auction. So it's my...
Oh, now, I'll show it to you in a minute. Now, you lived in America for most. Have you lived? Was the biggest chunk of your life in America?
So far, it's getting less. But
Oh yeah. But well, you're gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner tonight then.
We have done in the past, or we've done it at the weekend.
Okay. Rather, yeah,
but
midweek's a bit of a pain.
It is, yeah. But no, we kind of stopped doing it now. I've convinced my husband that Christmas dinner is enough. Yeah.
Is your husband American?
He is.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, get over yourself. We're not having Thanksgiving, we're having Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So in America then, is Christmas dinner not as important as Thanksgiving dinner?
No, and it's very strange. Thanksgiving, they do a lot for Thanksgiving, so they actually have more time off at Thanksgiving than at Christmas. So
Oh, do
literally,
they?
yeah, you just get Christmas Day off, maybe half a day on Christmas Eve.
I was going to say, because when I lived in New York, nothing shut on Christmas Day. If it was
yeah.
a weekday, everything was open.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah, just about.
So how long do you get off for Thanksgiving? Is it from the Thursday right through to the weekend then?
Yes, you get the Thursday and the Friday off.
Yeah.
So a lot of people travel to see family.
Oh yeah, my nephew, who's a student in California, he's gone up to Oregon, I think, for his Thanksgiving.
I like Oregon.
Well, you've stopped in Utah if he's going to Oregon, because he put a picture of him in Utah yesterday. They're driving up.
That's a bit of a detour.
Oh, is it? Oh, that would be good. Yeah. He thinks he knows, where he's going in life, what he's doing, but he just sets off and whatever happens, happens. Oh, maybe he's not going to... No, he's definitely going to Oregon. Maybe we found out he's not going there and he's made a mistake. I put it on Instagram that he was in Utah. Maybe he wasn't in Utah. Where's Riley Blake from? That's Utah, isn't it? I remember saying, oh, you could pop in and see Riley.
Yeah, I'm not squaring up my borders at this point.
Okay.
But you would.
Yes.
I'm just doing it for quickness.
Okay.
Because after this comes the fun part.
You what?
After this comes the fun part.
Oh, good. This is fun. I'm enjoying myself anyway.
No, actually, I really enjoyed figuring out which fabrics to put where, because you don't have to do it exactly as the pattern, especially with the bundles.
Of course not, yeah.
Right, now...
Lots of people do adapt a pattern, don't they, and do their own versions.
These are all
my
cat
word,
pieces.
look.
So I've got my eyes. That's 2 pieces bonder web together. Yeah.
Which order do you need? Now, does it tell you which order to put them on in, or do you just follow a picture?
You just follow the picture. Okay. But they do fit together quite well.
Oh, yes.
So, what I did, because at this point I didn't, well, you can take the...
Oh, keep your iron away then if you're taking the papers off.
Taking the papers off, but you don't press anything down as yet.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Bond web for on the roll for today is sold out, and it would.
Ooh.
Do you want me to take any back pieces
Yes, please.
off? Any of them?
Any of them.
Oh, yeah, but then if I take it off, it's not... Well, that's obviously a foot, so I don't want to put that one.
Yeah. This is your body, and this one tucks underneath. I'm going to take that pin out now.
Right. So that's going to go down there somewhere as the foot.
That's actually going to go on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so these are the little tiny pieces that I said I've done already and pressed on.
Ow. Oh, Michelle's messaging. Morning, John. Busy day saying I'm busy. I'm watching. It's the first day of the Sourcethorpe Village Craft Club. I've started. Oh, hang on. Morning, John. Busy day today, but I'm watching. It's the first day of the Sourcethorpe Village Craft Club. She started it. Lots of love, Shelley. Oh, how are you, Shelley, my lovely? Shelley's boyfriend built her a she shed in the garden. And it looks like an American ranch, like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where that bit goes.
That's its face. Oh, actually,
no, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's not just a shed, Jessie. I met Shelley and Clint at Sewing for Pleasure. Right. I've got a tree leaf. I'll just keep. I'll keep.
I cut 2 of those out because I wasn't
if
sure
I
which
just
colour
keep
I
taking
wanted.
these off the back, will you know what they are?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've got 2 bundles as well. Yeah, hang on then. I'll do this. I'll do this one, and then I'll go and do bundles. I like doing things like this. It's like ripping a plaster off.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I've got to go and do bundles. You
Okay.
carry on strip. Don't do anything else.
No, 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 I won't do anything.
You carry on stripping, girl. Oh, I've left my pattern behind. I do apologise. I'm back. I'm going again. Oh, no. I don't care. I don't care. I'm having a lovely day. Right. 4 bundles. Christmas. What you get at Christmas, you get 6 metres of fabric in total. You get a metre and a half of the red. You get a metre of the, that's the Herga hot chocolate. You get half a metre of tan, half a metre of chocolate, half a metre of ebony, half a metre of white, half a metre of holly, half a metre of those Christmas trees we were just sewing then, plus your thread, plus your instructions. You can make both fronts and one back. We think you might be able to squeeze out the second back, but we're not, we haven't done it scientifically, so we don't know. That's just one of them you can make. That's the sleeping cat one you can make. No, we did loads of these single figures. Single figures. I said that the cat, whenever we've done, I've never done them before, these ones before, but whenever we've done these twice in the past, they've sold out straight away. All of Catherine's designs, and yes, the dogs are coming up. She has designed dogs. She has designed dogs, so they'll be coming up soon. Oh no, which one do you go to? You want to go autumnal next, right? Okay. So this is dark teal. No, this is teal. A metre and a half. This is dark teal, spot on, a metre. Chocolate, silver. That's your linen look, linen fabric with no linen in it. That's your tan. That's your sand, spot on. And then this is brand new, this autumnal leaf fabric, brand spanking new. Plus your thread, oops. Plus your thread, plus your instructions. And we're into the teens for that one now. We're into the teens for that one. So next is the aqua. Oh, hang on, the graphics got stuck. Honestly, how's it going to cope tomorrow? Busiest day of the year. Okay, while we're waiting for the graphics to sort themselves out, the instructions are for both cushions, remember. So I've got them here. Got them here. Full-on instructions from Kath Hardcastle. And then, of course, ideas for eyes. Then you've got here, you've got all your templates, the hanging cat, the sleeping cat. Everything you need there, all the templates you need, right? Now the hanging cat tree is all right. It's the other cat, isn't it? It's the other cat tree that's wrong, the sleeping cat. So all of these are fine. When you get to the sleeping cat tree, which are these 2 pages, you need to do those back to front. You need to trace them through from the other side of the paper because the cat's going one way and the tree's going the other way. It's not Catherine's fault, it'll be our print when we printed them that it went wrong. Graphics are now working, so we can move on to the aqua one. So on the aqua one, you get a metre and a half of candy blue. Never heard of candy blue myself before. A metre of the bright orange. You've got half metre of tan, half metre of cream, half metre chocolate, half metre of ebony, half metre of apple spot, and then this. Brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new pussycat fabric. Never been seen on air before. No. Okay. I've got 4 of these left. And what time is it? 9:36, and I've got 4 left of that one. I do apologise if you're watching the repeat. Please ring and check with the call centre just in case someone didn't check out their baskets. And then this one is called Cats and Birds. So now, have you seen the colour? Have you seen the colour of this? This pink, blush. That's called blush. Metre and a half. Then you've got a metre of the orange, half a metre of chocolate, half a metre of ebony, half a metre of cream, half a metre of lemon, half a metre of apple spot on. And then this is brand new apple and bird fabric, half a metre. Premier, Premier, Premier. 53.99. Get the instruction and the thread with that one. Fabulous. Okay, right, I'm going back over now. Have you finished, or do I need to do more for you?
Oh, no, we're good.
We're good?
We're good for the cat anyway. Have some
Oh,
flowers.
wow.
So, yeah.
Look.
That's how he ends up.
Oh, he looks a bit I don't want to say the word evil, but those eyes are like devil's eyes, aren't
Yes, we haven't got the eyes in yet.
Yeah.
So you place it sort of where you want it, where according to the picture it is. So you can see there are some pieces that are underneath.
Oh, yes,
some on top, so you have to layer them in the correct way. These are his shoulders. I'll take his nose off.
All right.
You can see his shoulders go partly underneath, partly on top of the tree.
Oh,
so you gotta,
okay, yeah.
gotta do that. His eyes go in.
Oh, go behind.
Yes, and looking up. Well, although you can change it to however you want.
Yeah.
But this is how the instructions say. So when you do your eyes, you get a big circle and a small circle.
Okay.
And it tells you in the instructions to put the black dot all the way to the edge.
Doesn't it also say, maybe not in this one, but when I did the other, there's another version that we did with Amanda, and it gives you how to paint the eyes if you don't want to do a applique, you can paint the eyes. Yeah. Oh, he looks a bit cross-eyed now, that one.
A bit like my cat then.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
is he Siamese?
No, he's got a slightly lazy eye.
Oh.
A little bit like the cat on The Simpsons.
Oh, not that I know what that means.
No. Oh, okay.
I've never watched The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I never watched that other one. What was that other cartoon that all the boys at Roxco used to watch at night, late at night?
Oh.
I don't know what it's called. South Park. Something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
No, I've watched any of that. Too busy watching Jeremy Kyle.
More entertaining. Okay, leave him. We'll leave him a little bit like that.
Right.
Now we can start pressing.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on, though. What are all these little bits we've got left over here, then?
That's the dragonfly. So this is going to be the
Pardon?
dragonfly.
Oh, I didn't even notice the dragon.
Yep. There's a little dragonfly
Oh, yes.
in the corner.
I'll show you on the finished thing in a minute, because if I bring it up, I might knock this flying, and I don't want to do that. Oh, wow. Okay, so we move all this out the way.
Yep.
Do you need the chops?
I do.
And is that a front paw there?
It is, and I haven't decided to do black or red.
Oh, okay,
yet,
okay. So let's
we'll
move
leave
this out the way, because you don't want those to get hot, do you?
No.
So you literally just press your iron down.
Yep. Don't press more bits than you need to, just in case you need to go underneath again. So you only press the bits that you know you need to stick down at this point.
Okay.
So I'm not pressing the bottom of the tree yet.
Oh, okay. Because?
Because you see the body goes underneath as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, because I've got it laid out pretty much where I need it to be.
Right.
But just do it in order. Don't press unless you're absolutely sure
that that's where it's going to go. Hang on.
Exactly.
Sorry, there's a little bit there.
Yep.
Where does that little bit
That's
go?
its chin.
Chin?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I know.
Right, okay.
So I've already added his nose to his cheeks.
Right.
And then his chin. Put that down. Goes underneath.
Oh, Kath's emailed in, who designed it. Catherine Hardcastle. Morning, John, she says. My sofa is not large. I've just got a oh, look, and now I see what she means now. I've got a chunky boxer slash staffy called Dizzy. Have a look at Dizzy. Oh, if she does small cushions, then he crushes them. Oh, look, I think he might need to go to Slimming World. She might need to go to Slimming World. Oh no, once the dog's been on them, the cushions are reduced to postage stamps. Oh, isn't that a lovely picture? Oh.
Right, put my tree in. My tree goes in underneath the tree.
Oh, underneath the trunk.
And underneath the cap paw. So you have to be careful.
Oh, yes, this is why, yes, I see. So, yeah, you make sure you check the picture before you start
pressing
on, yeah. Because once it's there, Bondweb it's not really forgiving enough to pick up, is it?
Not really. I have tried a little bit.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I did it a little bit on that cushion on the tree, but it wasn't.
Okay.
The stitches hid a multitude of sins.
Yes.
As they do.
Oh. I wonder if any Catherine's designs of dogs are based on Dizzy then.
Ooh.
Be interesting to see.
And your tail comes over your border as well.
Right. And your fingers. Oh, do you know what would be brilliant? When you're pressing this, those things that Lynette Anderson had. What were they called, Hannah? You know the metal things that Lynette... Yeah, applique rods, because just then your iron was very close to your finger, wasn't it?
It would have been handy to...
Yeah. I'm not sure if we've got them in stock. I'll have a look later.
Okay. Then we need to decide red paws or black paws, because I will be going around them with thread.
Oh. Hannah, what do you think? Red. Oh, she said red.
Okay.
Jessie said ebony. I think there should be... Oh, but the paws down here are the ebony, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, we should have one of each. Oh, here you go. Jessie's now giving you design tips. Right? Why don't you do, Emma, a red foot with a black stitching detail?
Oh, well, I'm going to do green because it's the green that comes with the bundle.
In the kit. Thank you, Jessie. Yes. It's green that comes in the kit. Thank you.
So it will stand out. There.
Right, hang on. Is that everything?
Well, you would put your dragonfly and your flowers.
What's this?
That's extra. That was also, I wasn't sure.
Oh, you weren't sure whether which
to do, but they're the same. It's the same shape for both.
Oh,
ones.
both tree. Both.
So even if you
cats.
don't use it on this one, you can use it on the next one.
All right then. So that goes over there.
And then you would do these however you wanted as well.
You could put the flowers wherever you wanted, really, couldn't you?
And then the dragonfly goes in the corner.
Okay.
But the best part about the Bonder web now is that I can move
everything's
it.
in place, you can move it around. We're not going to do the dragonfly and the little flowers aside.
No. But everything stays in place while you're stitching, so there's no
movement.
No movement, no pins to deal with.
So, how do you decide which stitches to use?
It's really up to you.
Okay, that was a bit of a... I think I've thrown you a bit there.
No. So I did a combination. On mine, I did straight stitching around the birds, which is quite nice for like free motion embroidery, if you're into that. Or actually, you can do it with a walking foot as well, which works really well.
Yeah, because there's no quilting or anything at this point, is there? Now, have you put any... when you start stitching, did you put any stabilised plans, or just go ahead and do it?
Just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this machine actually has a blanket stitch. You could do a zigzag. Let's see, put it on 239.
Well, you do, if you've got a machine like that, you could do any of the decorative, not too heavy as in too many stitches, but you could do any of the decorative, like the feathering stitch or whatever you want, really.
Yeah. If your machine does have a blanket stitch and you do use it, on my machine at home, this one actually comes with it's already the right size.
Right.
So it's already quite nice. But mine at home, I shortened it so it's not quite as wide, and I think I lengthened the stitches in between.
Oh, so practice on a bit of spare fabric first, yeah.
See how you want it and what it looks like, and just try out your decorative stitches. For those people who have a nice fancy machine but never get a chance to use. I'm using the 1/4 inch foot on here just because it's lining up really well with my blanket stitch.
Okay.
And then when I stitched it, I just followed the order of the pieces, if that makes sense. So if I had a piece that was on top of another, then I would sew that around that last so that it's actually over the top of the other stitching.
Okay, so you're going around the tree now. Will you carry on around the tree, or where you've met the cat, will you suddenly turn a corner and carry on around the cat?
Yeah, I'll carry on around the tree. Then when I get to its paw, I will stop.
Okay.
Start again.
Okay.
Here, and then do the paw.
Yeah.
So it's all in the right kind of layers. So I need to press that a little bit better right there.
Hannah's saying that if you've got a cat at home and you maybe haven't got a red cat, you could do some of your stash to make the cat look like your cat at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just fall off the edge of the table there. Yesterday, we had animal print fabric like leopard, tiger, quilting weight cotton. So it was leopard, tiger, zebra, and cow for some reason. So you can make your own little leopard. You could use the leopard fabric and do this, couldn't you? Make your own leopard cat.
I'm just going to do a little stop stitch. Oh.
Oh.
So actually, I can just carry
jump?
on. Yeah, just jump, which is what I did, and then use my little seam ripper or sharp
So every time you started and stopped, you do a reverse?
A little bit, or a stop stitch. It doesn't matter too much because you're going to be sewing over that anyway.
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no, I did this one. Oh, there you go. Is it all right?
I think so.
Did this when...
Yeah, it did bunch it up a little bit.
So you're bobbing. Let me
Yeah.
just have a look. Oh, just not. Yeah, have a look at the detail on the sleeping net. Oh yeah, that's got caught. You've got very little thread left on your bobbin as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on. No issue, it's fine. But it's about to run out. Sorry, just taking over your machine here.
That's all right. You be Captain Kirk.
I think what?
Captain Kirk. That's what we say at home whenever somebody wants to take over. And
Oh.
not in a bad way. It's a good way. I'll be Captain Kirk. And
Okay. Oh, hang on.
take charge.
Yeah, those strange family things, isn't
Yeah.
it? Let me just test that. So. Jessie dreams about Captain Kirk all the time, apparently.
The new one or the old one?
Oh, yeah, the new one or the old one, Jessie? Okay. Right. When you get to the ending, you press that button there, and it cuts your thread. And what it does, it cuts off, you think, oh, it's going to be too short, it's just going to go in there, but it's designed so that it doesn't go back in there. Anyway, there you go.
Good to know. Right, I'm going to do the paw now.
How many minutes have we got, Jessie? I'm too busy enjoying myself to know what's going on. How many? 2? Oh, 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, I'll just go
Yeah,
around
if
the
you
paw
could finish the whole
quick.
cushion, that'd be brilliant. Thank you. You go around to paw.
Yeah.
This is where you have to go really slowly, isn't it?
Yeah. And sort of. Thank you.
It might be too slow for you now. Yeah. There you go.
It's like going from 60 to a 30-mile limit.
Yes. Well, so you should do, if it says.
Yes, you do. But it just feels like you've stopped.
Yes. I hate it when you come off a motorway and you suddenly go into a 30 and suddenly think, I'm going really, really slowly.
Yeah.
So I've only got 1 minute left. So once you've zigzagged or blanket stitched or whatever
straight
around
stitched or whatever.
all of your different.
Yeah. It's going a bit skewy.
Oh no! Well, you are doing it standing up on live television. What's the next stage after you've done all the applique stitching?
After you've done all the applique,
Yeah.
you put on your wider borders.
Yeah.
Layer it up. So if you want to, you can quilt it.
Oh yes.
If you
So
want
you
to.
quilt it at that stage, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to quilt it, you don't have to quilt it because it looks really nice just
Yeah,
as an
oh, yeah, of
applique
course, yeah,
cushion. Layer it up, and then you can go over again with a walking foot. I think on mine I just did in the ditch around this border.
Okay. Yes.
And I think I did around the
leaves and things.
But you can really go to town and do as much as you want.
Well, you could
really.
also you could make the cat patterns if you wanted
Yeah.
to, couldn't you?
Yeah,
You could do stitching on the cat or whatever you wanted
do some
to.
stripes or.
And then on the
stipple.
birds, on this one, these are obviously appliqued on,
Yes.
but then the beaks can't be appliqued, can they?
No, I just used a satin stitch.
Mm-hmm. And a satin stitch.
Yeah. To do the little legs and give them a little bit of character.
And are those designs in the, or did you just take it from the drawing? Oh, Right, now this is something we're going to, this is our fault, not Kath's fault, right? We've done this lovely picture of the two cushions, but there's no layout for this cat.
No, I actually,
so you don't see the birds.
I Googled it and...
So you Googled, what did you Google? What, Catherine Hardcastle?
Yeah, cat cushion, and it
came up with the birds on there. We are going to, when we redo it, we are going to put another sheet in with both of them on their own. So when we do the dog one, we'll know to put separate ones to place it on their own.
And for the eyes, you can either do another little tiny piece of Bonderwebbed fabric on, but I just stitched over.
You could also do on that machine, there's also like an eyelet, a little eyelet stitch. That might be too big, but just do a little kind of buttonhole stitch. Right, you're back in an hour.
Yes.
Oh, you've got the most gorgeous quilt. The quilt that's been in the middle that I keep walking past. In fact, you'll see it now. Come. In an hour's time, Emma will be back to do this. Anna Maria Horner. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's not, like Sally's earlier, it's not difficult. It might look difficult. It's not difficult to do. Right, before we go any further, just talk to me about the weight of this fabric.
So, they're, like you said, they're lighter weight. They're more of a lawn, like a, kind of like your granddad's shirt type.
Oh,
that's what it reminds me of.
Okay.
My granddad used to have shirts in that sort of weight, sort of a.
Well,
it's
I have
lightweight.
shirts at that weight.
Okay.
Now, Hannah's concerned because what we say is, if you're going to quilt with one weight, don't mix it with another weight. But Anna Maria Horner seems to do it quite a bit, mixing her weights of fabric. She says on her brief that they're different woven weights, and she suggests, like
a bit of flatter.
Flatter.
Yes.
Or
to give it a bit of body.
We sell flatter, or any kind of starch. It's not starch, is it? It's a kind of. I used to call it Fabulon. When I first started, it was called Fabulon. It was like a spray that you just put on fabric. It doesn't affect the fabric, but it just gives it a little bit more body.
Yes. Yes, and so the only thing you really need to be concerned about when you're handling them, especially with these, is that don't be too rough with them. Okay. Really, it's the only thing. And because we are going to cut them on the bias, there is a certain way of sewing them together that is better.
Oh, okay. No, that's what we want. We want all your tips.
All
We're going to drain you of all your tips.
And before I forget, all of these in this kit, there is no front or back.
Oh, is there right or wrong?
No, so that's perfect. In the other one, when you show the arrowhead one, there is kind of a front and a back.
Wait,
so if that does bother you, you do have to be careful that you're always using it in the same way, because it's slightly different one side to the other.
So the big check and the glitter one and the other one, they're all...
Fine. That's the only one that has sort of a front and a back. If you have a look at them.
I'll look at this when I'm doing the next hour. But oh, yes, you can just, It's very, very subtle.
It is. But if it's the sort of thing that bothers you, if you don't pay attention... Oh, it's because it's the reverse.
It's the other way around. That's why, isn't it? Because this one's got the arrowheads in like the herringbony, but if you turn it over, the arrowheads are in the plane, and it's like the negative.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'll hold up. It's like the negative. Can you see the negative of the... That one's in the blue bundle, and I will have it by the ½ metre in the next hour. But of these bundles, that's the only fabric you need to watch out for right and wrong. What's the matter? Right, okay, I'm going. Right.
So this is actually a really, like you said, really good beginner quilt.
Good.
Because it's
even though there's bias and things.
Even though there's bias, it's quite forgiving. There's a little bit of matching up, but you're going to nest your seams, and it does tell you to do that, so it's not too bad. So the first thing you start off with is deciding your background. So your background will be the largest length.
Okay.
So 1.5 meters.
You're not choosing it, so it's the... I'm calling it the sage. They called it the misty blue.
Yes,
and then the other one, it's the teal. The dark teal,
Yes.
It's not called teal, it's called Baltic. Baltic.
Yes.
Looks like the dark teal from the last hour, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Baltic. Yeah. Okay.
So you cut 15 squares of your background.
Right.
And they are 9 1/8 inch. 9
1/8 square.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. And you need 15 of the patterned. So what I did was I actually cut about 3 from each of the patterned ones.
So that's not your next one down. That's not your yellow or your magenta. So you need how many of these? So 15.
15. But I did
patterned squares.
Yes, but I did include the solids in that. So in the instructions, they differentiate between patterned and background.
Right.
Or patterned and solid. this is what I'm considering the solid for the
Yes,
background.
yeah.
And then all of the other ones, including the solids that are included, I'm considering the pattern.
Okay, perfect.
So whether they're-
in this one, the magenta and the
Yes.
chocolate brown
Yes.
come up, and in that one, the ice green and the gold
Yes.
are the other ones, and you include those in. So whichever one you haven't got the most amount of, you put them all into
Yes.
the pile of patterns. Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
So like I said, I did about 3 of each. I think for the patterned ones, the bold ones, so that I've actually done 1 square of the gold and 1 strip of the gold, just to give it a highlight.
Yes,
So
yes,
you've
yeah.
got plenty of fabric in there to choose whatever you'd like.
You're actually right, because if you did too many of the yellow or the gold squares, it's going to take away. I mean, it's lovely that you
Yeah.
have that splash there and that splash there, but if you suddenly had 2 yellow squares, it's going
Yeah.
to
Yes.
draw the eye, isn't it?
Yep. So you have to just make that decision when you're cutting out your initial 15 squares.
Okay, perfect.
Once you've got your squares cut,
I'm going to interrupt again very quickly.
Yep.
15 squares of this. Do you have to cut strips as well?
yes.
You do have to say there's 15 squares, then later on you cut. Don't say
yeah,
it now.
yeah,
But those cross bits. Yeah, please. Those cross bits don't come out of these 15 squares. That's
no,
separate.
separate. Yes, yes. Once your squares are all cut, then you cut them in half.
And these are the same size as these, aren't
They're
they?
the same size, exactly the same size. So you'll have 15 total patterned,
Yes.
and then 15 total
Background.
background.
Got
And
it.
then you cut them all in half diagonally.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think we have to get that rotary cutter. That's nice.
A bit retro.
It is, isn't it? Needs to be sharpened.
Yes. So with your squares, what you'll end up with is a pile of half triangles.
Just triangles that go in that pile there.
Yeah.
And then all your patterns, including your other planes,
Yes,
in that pile there.
in this pile.
Right, okay.
So that's those for now.
So you've cut, I'm just repeating myself
Yep,
now.
yep.
You've cut 3 of each of the patterns,
Mm-hmm.
apart from the yellow,
Yes.
but that means you must cut
And I think I cut 2.
1, 2, 3,
2
4,
ice.
5. Oh yeah, because there's 6 colours, yeah.
Yes.
So that's ice green. So
Yes.
you've cut 2 ice green, 1 yellow, and the rest you've all cut out
3.
of your
Yep.
other. Right, okay, got it,
Yep.
got it. With you.
And then for the strips, it's the same for each one. Your strips, you're going to need 15 3-inch by 13 3/4.
Okay, so it's important to sit and read
Yes.
the instructions and make a note of all these measurements.
Yes.
So you make 15 of those, and how big were they again?
3 inches wide by 13 3/4 long.
Okay, and there's 15 of those.
15 of those. So you'll end up with, again, with a stack.
Pile of those, yeah.
Pile of those.
Brilliant.
And I did the same thing number-wise with the patterned ones.
Now, did you cut the same? Yeah, so you cut 1 yellow strip,
Yes.
2 ice green strips.
Yes.
And then the same amount of strips of, so you cut 3
3
of
of each.
these and 3 of those and
Yeah.
things like that. Got it.
Yeah. So it's all
Right.
all equal. Okay. So
Right.
that's all you're cutting. That's all you're cutting for now.
Okay.
Then what you do is you combine them. So you're going to be sewing your strips and your triangles together. So I'm going to do.
Right, hang on.
Oh,
So,
I need one of these.
yeah.
So you're going to be sewing a strip.
Let me move this out of the way.
Okay.
So you're going to start cutting a strip of your misty blue.
Yes, of your background, and then a triangle of your patterned.
Okay, now that looks longer.
It is. So the strips are longer than the triangles. So, and that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, okay.
But you need to center them. So what I did was I
Okay.
just folded both of them in half, did a little center press to match them up.
Okay.
So I've got my little center mark. You
Yeah.
can pin them as well. So you just literally match them. It doesn't have to be totally accurate because it is forgiving.
Okay.
But you do want it relatively centered
Now, this is where it'll be, for a beginner, you've got a straight of the grain
against the
and
bias.
a total bias. So you're
Yes.
sewing 2 different grains together,
Yes.
aren't you?
And this is why I've layered them up like this. So you would sew them so that your strip is on the bottom
So your
each time.
straight of grain is on the bottom. And why
yes.
is that?
That's because when you put your feed dogs through, it's going to feed through the straight grain, and if you did it the other way, it would stretch your bias
Oh,
a little
of
bit more,
course.
or there'd
Yes,
be
yes,
the
yes,
risk
yes.
that you could stretch your bias
Yeah,
out. So I've sewn them all in this.
When you flatter, at what point would you flatter your fabric? Before you cut it out, or once they're cut out like that, or
Before you cut it out.
before you cut it out? So
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just, as you iron it, because when you take it out, you're going to need to iron it before
Yeah.
you cut anyway, so
Okay,
I would do it at that point. Then it's literally half a quarter-inch seam allowance.
Right. Well, that's gone quite, it hasn't ruckled, the bias hasn't stretched on top of the...
And again, you just be quite delicate with them, don't stretch and... Oh.
You have to do it while the foot's down.
Oh. There we go.
Okay.
So you press that one out. Oh, pressing.
Oh.
Yes, let me do one more.
Okay.
And I'll show you pressing. I'll do one of these and...
Now, does it matter? It doesn't matter. It's completely random which pattern you use for this and which pattern. As in, you could just have that pile of triangles in any order and the pile of strips in any order, and just pick them up randomly to put them in.
Yes. However,
I was going to say I can see a butt coming there.
Yes. Well, you've got twice as many triangles as you do strips.
Strips, yeah.
So you're going to have more triangles left over, obviously. When you get all of your strips and triangles sewn together, you then match up the same.
Oh, okay, so it has to be the same on that. So it can be random.
It can be random, but they do have to.
Obviously, this one is going to be the green, but in that one you could put the brown or
Any
it doesn't
strip.
matter. Any strip doesn't matter the order.
No.
But you have to have the same.
Yes.
You don't have different ones on either side.
No, they have to match.
Oh no, because it would create a completely different look if you did that, wouldn't it?
Yes. Which, well, you can do, but
Yeah,
if you want
I
to
quite
follow...
like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I need to look up the size because I have my glasses over there. Finished size. Oh, I was completely wrong. 47 by 57 inches. That's the finished size. So that's what you're... Now, did you have any fabric left over when you cut out that one?
I did. There is, well, there's definitely enough to do the binding. I did a width of fabric of the patterned.
Yes.
For that. And there is also some left over, so you could easily do another cushion.
A cushion, but it's not enough to make a bigger quilt. Would there be enough to make any more squares? Could you make another row of squares or not?
I don't think so, because I don't think I had quite wide enough to do another square.
That's just because people like to know what they can, you know, if they want to make it bigger or something. Oh, I suppose what you could do. Oh, no.
What you could do is if you did strips, you could do like a French braid, like a border or something around it, maybe. Oh,
we'll have a talk about that later. I've got no idea what that is. I was about to say, but you could make a board like we did on the blue one earlier, that Sally did earlier. We put another a border going round.
Or piano keys border could be another one. To make it a little bit bigger.
You'll have to come back and do another border. Now, has anybody asked you about your American piecing, paper piecing?
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, we need to do that. Lots of people have been asking about that. So when you go out...
All right, I will.
Go to see Wendy, creative director.
Okay, yeah, we're going to have a chat anyway.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. That's ominous.
Oh, yeah. Have words. Right, so I've got one of each.
Yes. Right, but you were going to do a ooh in a minute.
Yes.
Right.
So this is a patterned and a background.
Yeah.
This is a patterned and a background.
Yeah.
When you press, you need to keep your seam allowances going to the same type of fabric. So in the in the pattern, it says press all your seam allowances towards the patterned.
Right.
So this will go that direction.
Yeah.
So that when you press it, your seam allowance will be this way.
And that way. Well, we'll see.
Yes, when we do the other side. And then for this one, it's opposite. You pressed it that way.
Oh, so it always goes towards the pattern?
Yes.
So that one will go into the... So when you've got the pattern in the middle, the seams go to the middle.
Yes.
And when you've got the pattern on the outside, the
seam
seams go to the
out.
outside.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would you press at this point, or would you stitch that one on and press them both at the same time?
I would press at this point.
Oh, would you?
Yes,
okay.
I know. I've actually been good.
That means that you're doing twice as much pressing then?
It's true, but then it keeps it out of the way when you're doing the next one and you have to finger press the middle, and it just makes it nicer to work with. So
you can't see that, can you?
Oh.
No, it's not your fault.
Okay. Yes, that's one.
Right, so that's with the seam allowance going towards the pattern, and this one will be the same.
Yes. So actually, when you're pressing, and I always do this trick, the fabric that you want your seam allowance to go towards, I always put on top.
Right.
So that when I open it out, it's automatically.
Got it.
There we go. So then that's going opposite.
Right. Oh, and then of course you've got to find the middle of each again, haven't you? To get
Yes.
it exactly.
Which is why it makes it easier to actually press them so it's all out of the way.
Dodie. Oh, I love that name. I've got a friend called Dodie. We are thoroughly enjoying Emma's demo show. She's so calm and knowledgeable. And our John is the favourite, Sue and Dodie. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
But you are.
Very sweet.
So are you this calm when you're a botanist as well? I suppose you've only got plants to talk to, haven't you, really? So.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I know. She has got friends, you know, John. But you are very calm. Both you and Sally today are both very calm guests. But you like that all the time? You like that as a mum?
Yeah.
Oh, are
yeah.
you? Oh, your kid's a bit laid back then?
Oh, yes. Yes. Kaylee is definitely very laid back. Yeah, I think I got it from my nan. My nan was very much of a...
Hang on, what was the word yesterday? Wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi, it's a Japanese ethos for like totally accepting, nothing's ever wrong. It's, you know, kind of, if there's a mistake in something, it's not a mistake.
It's a happy accident.
Yes, exactly, that kind of thing. Because our Karen's book was called Wabi-sabi, and we didn't know that time. We just thought because she'd been to Japan and done some Japanese projects. And then it came up yesterday with something. We're like, why is this? So Hannah looked it up. And it's really nice. I think it's lovely.
That is nice.
An aesthetic, yeah. Oh, you're chain piecing now?
Yes, I am.
When you did that, if you were making this at home, would you have everything ready to go and just chain piece and go?
Yeah, so did all of the strips onto one triangle and then did the next lot. Which is why I managed to get, they were cut, but I managed to get about 10 blocks done
Oh, so we're
in the
going to have
last
fun
hour.
placing them.
Yeah. What I do like about this pattern, like I said, it's very forgiving. So...
The fabric or the pattern?
The pattern. Because at this point, once we press it out, we're going to...
Hey.
We're going to cut them down to size.
Yeah. When you go through and talk to Wendy about your American, can you also talk to Ian, the buyer, about this? I think that's it's a Fiskars. We stock Fiskars. It's really lovely.
It's one of those things. I started with the Fiskars with this shape, so I'm kind of
got used to it.
I've gotten used to it. Yeah. So we just need to press these. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Right now, if you look at, do you see the one we've got here? It's very, very angular and crisscross. And if you look at the one on the front of the pattern, it looks like it's scalloped. Well, actually, it's just the way it's been quilted afterwards. Have a look. You see, it's got the kind of petal, the orange peel, which you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to it. But lots of people are asking how you get the scallop effect. The scallop effect on this pattern on the front here is actually just the quilting. The pattern itself, the actual quilting itself, the piecework itself is still exactly the same as this. But because of it's not a scallop. It's like a orange peel, isn't it? That's just the way it's been quilted. Yeah. Because you've done an amazing leafy, all overy.
Well, I figured it was Thanksgiving. It was autumny. It was.
All right, whatever. You're not cooking a turkey. So
no, thank goodness.
Oh, don't tell me you're vegetarian.
No,
I am. No, I am vegetarian.
Okay.
But
no.
The amount no, but sometimes you go, to make you cook turkey, they go, actually, I'm totally against. Right, okay, so this is important now.
This is the important part, yes. So I've got my 12.5-inch ruler.
Right.
And you're going to cut them down. In the pattern, it says 9 7/8.
Right.
However, I've only ever managed to get them 9 3/4, which is 1/8 of an inch smaller because of my seam allowance. However, you're limiting...
What, because you've taken... So really, what we're saying is when you stitch this, you should stitch with a scant quarter-inch
if you want it. But it's 1/8 of an inch.
Well, lots of some people, you know.
It is.
Okay, so how are you lining it up then?
Yes. I skipped a step.
Yes.
So
I thought you had, but I didn't want to say.
I'm folding
you're very
again.
calm and laid back, wabi-sabi.
Yeah. So I'm just folding it in half again, doing a little finger press in the middle because you want to line up the centre.
Yeah, perfect.
So I've got my marks there, and I'm going to line that up
with
your
45-degree line on the ruler.
With my fold marks. like that.
Is that right?
This way. I'll do it this way. I can read it better this way.
Okay.
There.
In France, they read numbers differently then.
Yes. So your limiting factor is the length of your strip.
Yes.
And you can see right here, I've lined it up. It's just under 9 3/4. And that's okay.
Because you need it to be, really it should be 9
and 7/8.
And you're going to get 9 3/4, which is an
Yes.
eighth of an inch smaller.
Yes. And
So it doesn't affect the finished quilt?
no.
then?
And so I'm losing my corners, maybe an 1/8 of an inch corner on each end, but it doesn't matter because you're going to sew it's in the
course,
seam
yeah.
allowance.
Yeah.
So then you just trim it up. The most important part is that you've centered it. And so your corners are in the very center of your center strip. But if you took even bigger seam allowance and you came to 9.5 was your biggest size block, then you would just cut them down to 9.5.
Right.
That might be a little bit too much off, but you'd end up with a smaller,
All it
slightly
would
smaller
make
quilt.
is all of the squares will be just slightly smaller,
Yeah.
and your quilt will be, well, your
Yeah.
quilt will be quite a bit smaller because you're going to take a 1/4 inch off every seam that way, aren't you?
Yes. But it's not the end of the world.
No. But they all have to be, whatever size you end up cutting, they all have to be
the
exactly
same.
that. So if all of yours are going to be 9 3/4, if that's 9 3/4, all of them have to be 9 3/4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's that one done. I'll just do this one so then we can show the nesting.
And is this why the centre strip is longer then?
Yes.
Than because you're creating the corner out of it? Because if it'd been the same length, we wouldn't be able to do the corner, would we?
Yeah, or you'd be losing a lot more fabric.
Yeah. Do you know what, they call it misty blue. Now that it's been put with this magenta fabric, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks like a grey to me.
I like it.
No, I like it as well, but I wouldn't have called it misty blue.
No, definitely not. It's a song like that, isn't it?
Now, which one do you think is the most favourite colourway?
Ooh.
Which one would you, if you were at home and you were going to buy one of these, would you go for this one or would you go for this one?
I quite like them both.
Yeah.
But I think maybe this one.
Oh, okay. And Hannah, which is your favourite? This one. I'll wait. They're absolutely level pegging at the moment. Absolutely level pegging. But I normally go, yes, that's my favourite. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes, yes. That's why I'm holding back, because I would normally go for that's me. I'd go this one, this one, this one.
That's right.
But the tone of this misty blue,
Yes,
and also the mix of the Anna Maria Horn and fabrics with it, I just really love. And also, we haven't seen the plain magenta yet.
No, but I have some
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
I'm just going to show, because we're going to place them, once you've got all your blocks to this
you end up
point.
with 30
Yes.
squares of 9 3/4 inch or 9 7/8 inches.
Yes.
So you end up with 30 of those. And in theory, they're all exactly the same, apart from 15 of them have got the pattern in the middle and 15 have got the pattern on the outside. Before we go to the next stage, I'm going to go and recap the bundles, and then we'll carry on if that's all right with you to do the plate. Don't do anything without me.
No, I'll just trim
I
some.
love the tip regarding the seam allowance. We'll try next time I quilt. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Kaylee. Right, so level pegging. They're level pegging. That's the one that Emma's made there. And this is the bundle here. So what you get, oh, it's lovely, isn't it? That's called Baltic, 1.5 meters. Gold, 1 meter. Iced green, 0.5 meter. Then we've got now, this is Anna Marie Horner, large check. This is available by the 0.5 meter in the next hour. Launching it in the next hour. This one here, I keep calling it arrowheads, but it's called, oh, just arrow. I thought it had another word with it. Okay, that's arrow. That is available in the next half an hour. I've got more fabrics in the next half an hour that you're not seeing in these kits. The only thing is you won't see this one by the 0.5 meter in the next hour. And you won't see this one in the next hour by the 0.5 meter. So the only way you can get these two fabrics are in these two. So they're not in the mega bundle either. No, they're not in the mega. The only way you can get those two fabrics are in these two bundles. So that there is the blue. It's called blue. It's just called blue. It's called blue. It's called blue. It's called blue. But $59.99. And you get the instructions, and you get the thread, and that's what you can make. That's the finished size you can make. Oh, clever. Yeah, some people have bought 2 of that bundle, which means you can make twice the size of that. That would be amazing. Or if you've got 2 beds, if you've got 2 single beds in a room and everything, but it would be really easy to make it twice the size, wouldn't it? Because you just carry on with the same pattern. Lovely. Okay, so look, so they only multi-bought that one. Nobody's multi-bought this one. Oh, we haven't checked yet. Sorry, it hasn't gone yet. No, sorry. Hannah can't, just so you know at home, Hannah can't check what's gone until we put the graphics in. So this one here is called Misty Blue, 1.5 meters. Magenta, 1 meter. Chocolate, 0.5 meter. And then we've got these Anna Maria fabrics. So this one here is available in the next hour by the 0.5 meter. This tartan one is available in the next hour by the 0.5 meter. But as I said, this one and this one, you get a 0.5 meter in these kits, but they are not available in the next hour by the 0.5 meter. But having said that, there's other patterns. There are other patterns of fabric from this range, from the Loominous range, in the next hour, which aren't included in this quilt, but you're going to be able to get by the 0.5 meter in the next hour. Oh, this one is now it's because Hannah and Emma said this was their favourite. This one's overtaken. But nobody's multi-bought it. It's nobody with a big bed's bought this one. Oh my word. Now, there are fewer than 20 of those bundles of this one left now. Please be careful. It's very close. That one's very close, but this one is in the lead. Right, shall I go back? Yes, I'll go back. Right, so what were we just doing then?
I was just trimming up a couple of extra
you
blocks.
didn't trim them off in the break then?
No, I didn't get to. I got called a bit early, but...
Oh.
So these are... Let me just separate these out. So these are my patterns.
Oh, there's that. Oh, look at that one.
Yeah. So again, you might want to just do 1 or 2 of that on that.
Yes.
That
would be the equivalent of your yellow one.
Yes.
On that one, wouldn't it, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, mind you, I don't like chocolate brown, but that looks lovely together.
It does.
There's a sweet. Now, when I was little, they most probably don't even make them anymore. It was like a crunchy, minty thing with chocolate flake inside. You won't remember.
No.
Hannah, what was it called? No, not a humbug. Just gone humbug. Not a humbug. It was like, no, not an After 8. The chocolate was inside and the outside was a green, crispy mint. You'll know at home, you know what I mean. They were wrapped individually, you know, like you buy them by the quarter at Rita's cabin. Right, so now what are you doing now then?
Just showing what I've made so far. So those are all my patterned with the misty green stripe in the middle.
Right, let's have them all at the moment with all the stripe going the same way. So obviously this isn't all of... Oh, blimey, you've got loads. You've done so much work.
Yeah.
It's
so quick.
Morgana. John, I call my business Wabi Sabi Creations because I love the ethos so much. Beauty. Oh, here you go. This is lovely. Beauty in every perfection. Oh, that's really lovely. Now, Morgana, I want to know what you make. Loving the shirt. This is one of the old... If I was to stretch this cotton, it would split, I think. It's one of my oldest, most favourite. And I've been able to fit into it for years, and it's
beautiful.
Weight on Slimming World. Sorry. Okay. Where do you get your clothes? Do you make your clothes?
Yeah.
Not only... No, I didn't mean it like that, because last time you had a really lovely stretch jersey dress on, and that print is really gorgeous.
Thank you.
Do you make them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In France? Where's your fabric from?
A bit all over, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of ladies who do it from home, selling it on Facebook.
What fabric?
Yeah, stretchy. It's jersey. So it's a bit trickier to find nice jersey.
We sell nice jersey, thank you.
Sorry.
It's sold out now. Oh no, watch tomorrow. Watch tomorrow if you like jersey. Watch tomorrow.
Good.
It's Black Friday tomorrow. We're on for 8 hours tomorrow, by the way. Right, so, they're called chocolate limes. They weren't mint at all, they were lime. There you go. No, that's crispy lime eclairs, that's what they were. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Right, okay, so you've got, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. So you'll have twice as many squares as this. So you'll have equal amounts of ones with green, misty blue backgrounds as pattern backgrounds. Yes. So then, is there a laying out plan in the pattern, or is it totally up to you?
It's totally up to you. The only thing that they suggest, and the thing in the pattern, is that you alternate. So you'll have a plain background and then a patterned.
Oh, yes. But because we've called the gold and the ice green in this one pattern, that's where you've got...
Yeah.
So we have to alternate. So that one comes out of there and that one goes in there, first of all. And then that.
And then this one.
Oh,
One.
no, because that's a pattern. Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
That's where I'm going wrong. So I need a greeny one there. Then I need a pattern one there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to end up with too many. That one goes there. There you go. Oh,
There we go.
I've got too many.
Yes.
Because that's the green, unless that one went there.
Yeah.
Right, no, it doesn't look anything like the one on the wall, Hannah, because we haven't placed them yet.
No.
And
So
it's like, it doesn't look like the one on the wall. So
then you would turn them to be exactly the crisscross.
Yes,
Then you would turn them to make the crisscross. And then also you would...
Oh, I could do with that. Oh, no.
Let's see, goes there.
Oh, no, hang on, I've done this wrong. No, because I've got three.
Oh, yes. That's where that one should go. So that one should go.
That's it.
And then that one.
Oh, so you had... Were you wondering... Oh, you're right, Mike. Are you wondering why it wasn't working?
There. And then once you've got that laid out...
But this is only half of it.
Yes.
You're going to have twice this.
Yes. And then you can play around with your placement. What I did was take a picture on my phone.
Say this again, sorry.
Once I had laid it out where I thought I wanted it, I took a picture on my phone.
Did you take it in black and white, or did you take it in colour?
I took it in colour,
Right.
but black and white also works well because then it highlights which parts of the quilt really stand out.
We sell this little. It's only a little bit of red plastic like that, and you look at it like a quilt like that, and it shows you where you've got, because you might have too many of the heavy colours all together, sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay, so this was yours at home. Are we all right for time? We're being a bit self-indulgent here, but it's fine, isn't it? If this was yours at home, if you looked at that, what would you? Oh, why did you take a picture of it then?
Oh, I took a picture of it just to highlight which ones, because I had it in a different placement. And so like, when you see it on the picture in small, it really shows up
but
the
also,
parts.
if that ends up being your perfect finished one, and you then move around, you might not remember, and you might never get your perfect setting.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you just go with your gut, and it is the right answer, but then you go round and round the houses. This was yours at home. How would you change?
So I don't like that one.
This is all personal. Now, but then that means you've got those two together going there.
See, we'll change that. So that one would, maybe this one there? You'd have a few more blocks, so but there are still some where, so I've got this one and this one together.
Now,
some of them don't.
But hang on though, but what's clever with yours is you've got your Baltic going. Do you think you did this on purpose?
No, that's the way it is in the pattern. Because you're alternating, you're going to end up with a solid line. So you are here, look. You've got 1, 2,
Oh, yes,
three.
yes. And there.
Yep. So maybe put that one there.
No.
Yeah, because then you got that the same. But again,
you're going to have twice as many to play with anyway, aren't you?
As well. So you can do that. Or like you were mentioning before, you can do it completely differently. So you could actually keep all your planes together.
Yeah.
All your patterns and all your planes together. Maybe do it in a chevron.
Oh, yes. Right, hang on. So that one would have to go like that.
And that can go like that. So it's really, once you get all your blocks done, you can really have a play around with how you want it to look. Switch that one out. Ooh. Yeah.
Or. No, you have to stop because. Hang on.
All going. Oh yeah. Which is the same,
Which
but then
sort of same, but it looks. Yeah, so you have that stripe all green background. This one all, but then so it's the same shape, but it's got the. That would have to go there. You'd have to have another patterned one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where. Now, I'll tell you what, on Monday, is it Monday? You need to watch the show on Monday. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. Oh, no, I've done the voiceover. You'll know about it, right? On Monday, there's a special show. I won't tell you too much about the show. Special guests as well on Monday morning. We're selling the Kath sticky wall where you can put all your blocks up like that, and you could do the equivalent of that, but on your wall. So you could, rather than this and going like this, there's a thing that you stick them all to the wall. I tell you who's got it. Charlotte Newland in her garage, she's got a whole wall done in the Velcro-y fabric. So she doesn't call it a design wall, but it's literally all like the stick. Yeah. And she just puts blocks. And even if she's just making a quilt, she just put there for safekeeping and everything like that. But so you'd get the perspective because you had to stand away from it, wouldn't you? Yes. Whereas we're here, we're like on top of it.
And this is where taking the picture helps.
So it's like the equivalent of real life, but having the picture, isn't it?
Exactly.
I don't like this.
No. So you'd have a play around.
No, I love the colour, I love the colours, but I don't like putting the layout.
Yeah. Or you could also, like you said, do them all the same.
Linda, my love, only the patterned fabrics are Anna Maria. All the plain fabrics are our general stock of plain fabrics. Right. We've got 10 minutes, are we going to sew them together?
Yes.
Have we got matching to do?
Yes, we do. So it depends how you want to do it. But
right, let's do it like that one.
Okay. So let's do this, and that's a good. So you'll see, because you've nested your seams, you've pressed your seams in opposite directions.
So it doesn't matter which order you do them in?
No.
Right, hang on, so that one's going to go there.
All your seam allowances will be going correctly.
Right.
So I'm going to sew along this seam, and you can see it's nesting right here. And this is a bit what you need to match up. That's the most important part to match up because it will be most noticeable.
Right, okay.
Rather than your beginning or end, because you can always trim those off a little bit. But where your seams match. And you do, again, because your stripes are going to now be on the bias, so your corners are now going to be on the bias.
Right.
You have to be careful about stretching those out as well. One thing I did like about the Anna Maria fabrics, because they're a little bit softer.
Yeah. Oh, so there's an advantage to them being softer.
There is. So they have a little bit extra fudge factor in them.
Of what factor?
Fudge factor.
Okay, what? So they're more malleable, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. So if, for instance, this side is a little bit shorter than that side, it will stretch a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Also, when you're cutting your fabric, on a woven fabric, this is just a little tip with all woven fabrics, don't follow the lines on the fabric to be your straight of grain, because it's not necessarily, when it's a soft woven like this, it's gonna move. So don't be thinking, because I just noticed on here, even though that's an exact square, the stripes run off into it, because on a soft woven fabric like this, you can't follow the lines to be the proper straight lines, can you?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
what have you just sewn together then?
I've just sewn 2 blocks together. And because they're...
Oh, yes. So how did you match that one then? Just do it again. Do it again for me.
Okay.
What's the next one along? No, what will be the next one you want next to it?
Oh, well, I'll need a patterned. So...
Take that one, yeah.
This way.
So, the important bit to match is the seam allowance there.
Yes.
Right.
And because they're pressed in the opposite directions, they nest really nicely.
Because you've pressed it the way, so it's important to press it the way, always press it to the patterned fabric.
Yes.
That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
When we've seen this sewing, Jessie, I want you to go up. Can we go from the upstairs camera and just have a look at down on it? So now the one that we're working with here is called the pink one. This is the pink one here, and that's the blue one on the wall there.
There we go.
Right, okay, let me move. So take those out, because yours will fit in there at the moment, won't it?
And again, when you press it, if you press it all towards the pattern...
Oh, so again, we press it towards the patterned one again.
So that when you put your rows together, they'll also nest.
Okay, I'm thinking... No, hang on. Yeah, that's right. There we go. No. I've just been, I'm just looking at the upstairs. I've made a decision. I like that one. That's my favourite. Which I'll go with your gut instinct.
Yeah.
That's my favourite one.
Yeah.
I love the colours in this. And also, we have only got half the quilt here.
Yeah.
But I'm loving that colour. Anyway, keep going.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So now, when you put it together, because it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's not. Yes, it's 5
by
across.
6.
By 6 down. Or you could do it. Oh no, you have to do it that way. When you sewed it together, would you sew it together like we are now? You do the top row or a row, then a row, then a row.
Yes.
And then sew the rows together.
Yes. And then I sewed the rows together in, I think in pairs.
Oh, okay, so you do the top 2 together,
Yeah,
then the middle 2 together, then the bottom 2 together, and then do the. So you would never, right until the end, it wouldn't. You're not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and then make.
And I do that just for speed more than anything.
Oh, do you?
There's
no reason.
No, you can do them. It just makes it, when you sew them together, it does make it easier if you've got 2 sets together rather than struggling with 5 rows
plus
and then
1.
adding.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only other thing is say that row's all done, and this row's done, you've got 4 seams. Can you just sew those two just sew those 2 together for me?
Yeah.
And then we'll sew it to there, because you're going to have 4. How long have I got, Jessie? Sorry. Oh, 5 minutes. We're all right, right.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going to have to match
Yes.
this seam to that seam, aren't
You
you? When
are.
you put them together, when you do the rows. Now, yes, we've got to talk about the border as well, because there's enough. There's no border on this one, but we're just wondering if there's enough fabric, if there was enough fabric to make a. You called it a what border? Oh, maybe we won't sew those 2 together. Oh, your bobbin's run out. That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
I think it should be all right. Piano keys.
There was the one. When you said one before piano keys.
Oh,
though.
French braid.
Yes.
Like a. Thank you,
So
John.
I'm just picking up the bob because we don't want to lose another bobbin cover, do we? Come unthreaded.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, look at the quilt while we're doing this. This is the blue one, the one that's in the graphics at the moment.
Let's see. Let me take some strips. So
Let's just talk me through this bit, right?
Okay,
so
okay.
When you have this section here, so you've got a row and
So
you've
it's
got another
kind
row
of-
here. What's the trick to match up?
pressing.
Oh, it's all just to do with the pressing.
Yeah. So if I press that towards my patterned.
Yes.
Oh no, that's patterned. That's the patterned.
Oh yeah, press it the other way towards the pattern.
Yes,
Yeah.
that helps. And then that one's that way. So your seams will be nesting again,
Because you've got not only the centre one to match,
but the edges.
the edge ones to match as
And
well.
this is where it is on the bias.
Yes.
So there is a little bit more fudge factor.
But you don't want to stretch too much. If
No,
it's way out,
no.
then there's something wrong,
Yes.
isn't there? Don't be like really
No,
easing it in.
No.
Okay.
And you can pin it. What you can also do is, if you're really concerned about these bits, set your stitches to basting
Right.
and baste across here.
Just that section.
Yeah, check it and then see.
Good idea. Right. So what was it called? French braiding.
Yeah, like a French braid type border. So you
So
when
this
you
is,
have
you've got some left over to do this.
yeah. So if you have strips.
Not in the instructions.
No. So you just
So
sew
this
them.
is if you want to add an extra bit on here to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, or any border. So you
Yeah.
just it's almost like a log cabin. So you just start. So you would start by sewing this onto here,
Right.
like a log cabin, pressing
Yeah.
it over.
Right.
Your next strip would then go
So on
along there. Your next strip would then go along there.
Okay, so this is making. Go on.
And you can do it with scraps. It doesn't all have to be the same width.
So
either.
hang on. So this becomes a corner, or how do I understand? So you've sewn all those together.
You then, depending on how wide you want
Thank you,
it,
Hannah.
you line them up
Oh, I see.
and then you trim them. And you can make it wider than that. However
Oh,
big
so
your
it's like a
scraps are.
chevron, like a
Yeah.
chevron. Oh, I've never seen that.
Okay.
So that's another one you've got to
Yeah.
do.
That's a really nice way of using up scraps.
Okay, piano keys.
Piano keys,
Very quickly, it's only got about a minute, have we,
Yeah.
Jess? Yeah.
just like it sounds. You literally just sew your strips together like this.
And then Hannah's telling us what we do. Hannah's the expert.
Yeah, and then you would trim across here and however wide you want it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was expecting it to go black and white for some reason. I don't know why. That's really stupid of me. And then binding. You've just made a scrappy binding.
Yes.
Out of all your leftovers, basically.
Yeah. So it's just width of fabric from all the patterned ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. All your favourite ones in there.
And then you've got a lovely long arm machine, haven't you, to do the quilting with and everything? So because it was you've done an autumnal kind of
leaves,
Thanksgiving leaf thing.
Brilliant.
What
you could also do is because there's enough of the gold, you could actually just do all your border in gold if you wanted it to stand out. And in the magenta, I think you'd have enough to go all the way around.
No.